That's it. I'm slashing prices and getting rid of this stuff. Welcome to Matt's Profit Pursuit. I'm Matt, a part-time reseller who sells on eBay, and I make what sold videos and break down all the fees of the sales so you see exactly how much is made after all the fees, cost of goods, shipping, and taxes are taken out. I just started a huge sale, getting rid of low dollar items, and I made them even lower dollar. But I want to get rid of this stuff that weren't the best buy to begin with and start listening to advice I give, which is like, hey, don't pick this up, it doesn't sell for much. And especially advice from people I respect in the reselling community about buying quality items with a high sell-through rate. So I just want to get rid of all this stuff and start focusing on that to make my life a little bit easier. I got 27 orders going out today. Let's see what sold. First is this soccer jersey. I usually pick these up. Sometimes they're a random team that do well. It's made in Mexico. Something Guadalajara soccer team. I paid 32 cents for this jersey and it sold for $5 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $11.07, and after fees and shipping, I get $3.29. I sold this key flannel. Honestly, I bought this for me, but it just doesn't fit quite right. I paid $1.25 for this flannel and it sold for $5 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $12.24, and after fees and shipping, I get $3.85. Sold this Jurassic Park guy. I paid 65 cents for this dinosaur and it sold for $6.49 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $16.42, and after fees and shipping, I get $3.29. Sold this pair of American Eagle distressed pants. I paid $1.20 for these pants and they sold for $7 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $15.87, and after fees and shipping, I get $6.93. Sold this hat. I almost kept it. I kind of like the look of it, but the brand is Hippie Tree. I'm not gonna wear anything with hippie on it.
No, I hate hippies. What? I hate hippies. And the way they talk about protecting the earth and then drive around in cars and get poor guys' money to wear those stupid bracelets. I hate them.
I paid 25 cents for this hat and it sold for $7.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $14.61, and after fees and shipping, I get $6.83. Sold this lot of Wreck-It Ralph Funko figures and one little random car. But these are like the little Funko minis. I paid 80 cents for these figures and they sold for $8 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $14.03, and after fees and shipping, I get $5.34. Sold this American Eagle flannel. I paid $1.45 for this flannel and it sold for $8 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $15.36, and after fees and shipping, I get $6.44. Sold this pair of Banana Republic pants. I just thought they looked interesting enough that they might sell. They've been sitting for a while. I paid $2.20 for these pants and they sold for $9 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $17.70, and after fees and shipping, I get $8.06. Sold this pair of Vans that I got from Flip the World, I believe in the mystery box, if I remember right. The average price for the items in that mystery box was $5.40, and these sold for $10 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $19.53, and after fees and shipping, I get $9.20. Sold this youth Nike Steelers sweatshirt. This sweatshirt was also in that mystery reseller box and it sold for $9 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $17.08, and after fees and shipping, I get $7.26. For that reseller box, I was still in the negative $14.56, but after getting $9.20 for the Vans and $7.26 for the sweatshirt, that puts me in the positive at $1.90 profit on that mystery box, selling 5 of the 12 items. Sold this Portland Trail Blazers Brandon Roy, I guess it's a toddler, 2T toddler jersey. If you don't know, Brandon Roy was like Damian Lillard before Lillard, but he got hurt, which is our track record with the Blazers. I paid 20 cents for this jersey and it sold for $9 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $14.55, and after fees and shipping, I get $8.09. Sold this Mountain Hardware jacket. I paid $2.10 for this jacket, and it sold for $9.50 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $18.10, and after fees and shipping, I get $8.40. Sold this Cabela's hoodie. I paid $2.40 for this hoodie, and it sold for $9.50 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $19.75, and after fees and shipping, I get $5.76. Sold this distressed and stained up Carhartt hoodie. It's a modern one, so not worth a whole lot. I paid $2.80 for this hoodie, and it sold for $9.75 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $25.10, and after fees and shipping, I get $11.68. Sold this pair of Levi's 511 like acid wash looking cloud jeans. I paid $2.20 for these jeans, and they sold for $10 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $20.24, and after fees and shipping, I get $8.21. This Iron Man hat. This is like Iron Man, the ultra marathon race, not the superhero. Iron Man Canada.
I am jetting off on an international business trip.
Where are you going?
To Canada.
Where is it?
Canada.
Okay.
I paid 30 cents for this hat, and it sold for $10.95 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $17.66, and after fees and shipping, I get $9.34. I lotted these up. I had somebody message me asking if I would combine shipping on these, and I just lotted them up to make them a little bit easier. So I put them in one listing. It's a Pac-Man hoodie, Pac-Man brand. It's kind of a cool graphic on it, and then this is an all-black champion hoodie, and this is just authentic activewear. It's not reverse weave. I paid about $3 for this pair of hoodies, and they sold for $13 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $21.95, and after fees and shipping, I get $12.70. Now this one is lotted up, I guess, the same. It was a buyer that came in and just bought two pairs of the same pants. So I will combine shipping on those. I paid about $4.20 for both of these jeans, and they each sold for $7 plus shipping. The buyer is all in on each pair, $17.20, and after fees and shipping, I get $8.76. These last 5, 6, 7 items are all full price. I sold this lot of 1998 McDonald's Halloween toys. I paid 45 cents for these toys, and they sold for $14.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $22.18, and after fees and shipping, I get $10.77. Sold this OC Gear Gore-Tex hat. I paid 30 cents for this hat, and it sold for $15 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $20.40, and after fees and shipping, I get $13.47. Sold this pair of slip-on Vans. I paid $2.25 for these, and they sold for $18 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $28.08, and after fees and shipping, I get $14.49. So this pair of jeans that I'm going to say wrong, Ermengangildilzenga. I don't know what it says. That's the brand right there. Made in Italy. Decent brand to look out for. I paid $1.50 for these jeans, and they sold for $20 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $30.40, and after fees and shipping, I get $18.47. Sold this stereo, and luckily I have these all listed, but I haven't been pumping out offers or anything because I didn't have the right boxes I wanted to ship these yet. But they just came in today when the order came in, so perfect timing. This is a Panasonic RX FT500 stereo. I paid $5 for it, and it sold for $24.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $64.54, and after fees and shipping, I get $34.49. I sold this little coin purse. It's pretty cool. I don't remember where the brand is. Prime, maybe Prym. That may be the brand. It just looked cool, so I picked it up. And then genuine leather, made in Italy, so that made me look into it a little bit more. Things like this, I use Google Lens on and Google search to try to find the brand or something similar. I don't remember if I found an exact comp, but I may have found similar items to this. So I believe I listed it around $40 to begin with and lowered the price a few times. I paid $1.70 and took an offer of $28 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $36.82, and after fees and shipping, I get $18.57. I don't know why the ad rate was so high on this one. I sold this Columbia Omni Heat. It's got the nice lining. Woman's jacket. This sold within a few days. I paid $4.15 for this jacket, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $38.95, and after fees and shipping, I get $27.60. I pick up those like barefoot, whatever shoes whenever I see them. These are Adidas. I didn't know Adidas made them. As long as they're in good condition, obviously they sell pretty good. These ones were actually a pretty good find. I paid $1.15 for these shoes, and they sold for $47.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $56.75, and after fees and shipping, I get $37.02. One thing I'm going to do this year is finally, like I said, take my advice. When I show low dollar items, and I'm like, hey, you probably shouldn't buy this. It's not a good buy. It took a year to sell. I'm going to start following that advice along, like I said, with advice from other people. I've been watching a lot of J-Ride, and that he's always preaching sell-through rate, and I believe that's more important than the sale price, because if you can sell something quick for a little bit of profit, that's better than holding on a long time for a little bit more profit. If something is $100 and I buy it for $1, but it has a bad sell-through rate, I would probably still buy that item and just price it under the market to bump up that sell-through rate a little bit. But yeah, so I'm just going to focus on a little bit better items, be a little bit more selective when I'm out there picking. Well, I got a lot of shipping ahead of me, so let's break down these sales real quick so I can get to work. So I actually forgot to film this part, but I have a total of $611.90 in sales. After the fees and shipping, I have $322.78 minus the cost of goods, which was $53.30, and that gives me $269.48. That's it for me. Gotta go. Bye.